Welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast.
Here's a sneak peek into what we're going to cover in this week's episode of the Echo Tips Podcast.
Would you like to speak to assistants, helpers, famous people, or fun and games?
Famous people?
No problem. What about 1. Grace Hopper, computer pioneer and naval officer. 2. Albert Einstein, a genius who explains complex concepts in relatable ways. And 3. Winston Churchill, motivational mentor for life's challenges. Or you can ask to hear more.
Well, hello, and welcome to the podcast. As you could tell probably from our prelude this week, we're going to be delving back into some AI goodness and some announcements from CES, that is sometimes known as the Consumer Electronics Show, where they talked about a Character.AI now being available in some sort of limited rollout beta program on the Amazon Echo. And where it may end up, we don't know, but it's pretty cool where it is now. Now, we've touched on this topic before, actually even before the CES announcement, connected with the A-Lady beta rollout, where you could go in and say, "Hey, lady, let's chat." And if you are on the right version number of the beta rollout, you could maybe test some limited functionality. But today we're going to talk about a much more refined, kind of more thoughtful rollout that acts as a skill for Character.AI. Think personalities with your Echo, fictional characters, historical characters, maybe an exercise coach or a resume coach or an English teacher that you could talk to if you're writing a paper. So all sorts of really cool, neat ideas, even games and a debate club-like stuff for character AIs and other kind of things that are available that we're going to look at today. Now, we probably won't go through all of them. They definitely expose you to it so that you can try it out on your Amazon Echo. Now, first off, I'd like to welcome our new listeners. Welcome new listeners to the podcast. You're wondering maybe what you're listening to. I'm the host of the Echo Tips Podcast. My name is David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill, based here in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Southwest Virginia, which has lately been kind of snowy and cold. Well, definitely cold. So pretty cold for around here, down in the teens. And I don't know if we've broken into the single digits yet, but definitely down in the teens. So it's good to have you here with us, and for our returning listeners here as well. Now, you'll find at our podcast, you new listeners, we try to keep them nuggetized episodes 5 to 15 minutes long. Sometimes we go a wee bit longer, and we try to cover all sorts of things connected with the Echo, from new announcements about home automation, new equipment, new hardware, new sensors. We talk about it from the perspective of young people and children, how they can be used, maybe with Disney and other skills, parents and caregivers, seniors. We've talked about setting them up in assisted living centers. We've talked about uses for different disabilities connected with accessibility tools that are built in. So a wide gambit over our past 5 seasons. And now we're in our 6th season with over 123,000 listens, and we're very grateful for that. Now, as I said, today is very exciting. We're going to be delving into Character.AI, and it's a vast improvement, this rollout, from the one I was kind of goofing around with earlier. So I think you'll find that very exciting. But before we delve into that in any sort of detail, we are going to, as always, go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we will be right back. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, hello again and welcome back. We're going to be talking, as we mentioned earlier, about Character.AI. So this goes all the way back to the September announcements of 2023 by Amazon, where they talked about AI smartness coming to the Amazon Echo, the Fire TV line. All sorts of things were talked about from this A-Lady beta, which we've been discussing lately. Kind of a smarter A-Lady, that's more better at interpreting what you're trying to ask her to do. Kind of the limited functionality that we find with that at the moment. But we've also, some of the other announcements there were, if you didn't see this was a lot of fun in a previous episode, Splash Music, where you can make and generate music based on a company that designed that software in Australia. And a skill that we demoed, I think it was last week on that, so by all means, check that out. It was super cool. But this week we're going to be dealing with Character.AI. Now, if you had listened to our previous episode about Character.AI, we played with a limited kind of tangential function of that connected with the A-Lady beta. So that's where you say, A-Lady, let's chat, and you go in, and then later in that almost like its own skill, this beta, you say, hey, I'd like to talk to Character.AI. And then depending on the version you were in, if you were in a high enough number, you may have access to some of the limited Character.AI stuff. But it was kind of rough. It continued to use her same voice, and it would sometimes pop you out. It wasn't very clear whether it was functioning probably quite right. But this is a much more refined rollout, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. So we're going to definitely try that out here in just a second. But first off, if you do have an echo and hearing distance of me, by all means, go shut its ears off. And that way I'm not triggering your echo at home. Now, while you're doing that, I'll just mention some things. So Character.AI is an actual third-party company. You can go to the website Character.AI instead of .com, and you can look at a wide variety of the characters that are developed there. One of the probably more unique things that they're presenting is the ability for you to create your own characters, like your own bot, if you will. So that'd be really kind of interesting if you could design your own bot in the future and then roll it out on your Amazon Echo, kind of a personalized A-Lady. That would be kind of interesting if that becomes a thing. So now I went on there, since there are so many different types of chatbots on there, and I've tried to see if I could access some of the ones that weren't directly listed in what we're about to demonstrate, and I couldn't. So we're kind of pared down to just a finite number of the bots, but nonetheless, I think you guys will find it pretty cool. Okay, so let's delve right into this now. And now that you guys had a chance to mute the ears on your Echo. Oh, I will mention too, at the moment, I went and looked at the skill on the store in it. It says US only, so I'm sorry. I don't know. Why don't they have it at least in Australia and Europe and other English-speaking nations? I'm not really too sure, but here at the present it says U.S. only. So, but if you're outside the United States, hopefully they'll be coming to you soon. Okay, so here we go. The phrase is Character.AI, so pretty straightforward. Alexa, open Character.AI.
You can continue your last conversation with Sun Tzu by saying resume, or you can say, find someone new and I'll help you find someone interesting to talk to.
Find someone new.
Would you like to speak to assistants, helpers, famous people, or fun and games?
Famous people?
No problem. What about 1. Grace Hopper, computer pioneer and naval officer. 2. Albert Einstein, a genius who explains complex concepts in relatable ways. And 3. Winston Churchill, motivational mentor for life's challenges. Or you can ask to hear more.
Albert Einstein.
Remember, everything characters say is made up. Our conversation focused on a variety of topics, including quantum mechanics, gravity waves, and the implications of Einstein's theories and discoveries. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Can we talk about the relationship between E equals mc squared and black holes?
Yes, I would be happy to discuss the relationship between Einstein's formula for energy mass equivalence, E equals mc2, and black holes. Do you have specific questions or thoughts that you would like to discuss?
Tell me about the relationship of the formula to what we know about black holes.
The formula for energy mass equivalence is a fundamental principle in physics that relates energy, E, to mass, m. It states that the energy of an object at rest is equal to its mass, m, multiplied by the speed of light, c, squared. In the case of black holes, which are objects with immense amount of mass, this relationship means that they also have a corresponding immense amount of energy. This energy can take various forms, such as gravitational potential energy and radiation, which can be emitted from black holes in the form of Hawking.
Stop. Okay, so that gives you a little idea, especially if you choose a specific character, how you can kind of interact with it and ask it questions, give it scenarios and different things like that. Now that one's pretty. Sorry if that was a little dry for some of you. I was really struggling. Who else we could do? I guess I should give you that option as well. But let's delve right back into it here. Now, the cool thing is it does have those different voices now. Now, not really a great selection of voices. It seems to be just like one male voice and one female voice for the various different characters. So, but let's go right back in. What is neat, though, you noticed it kind of kept a log, kind of of previous conversation points, which is kind of neat. All right, let's delve right back in. Alexa, open Character.AI.
You can continue your last conversation with Albert Einstein by saying resume, or you can say, find someone new and I'll help you find someone interesting to talk to.
Find someone new.
Would you like to speak to assistants, helpers, famous people, or fun and games?
Fun and games.
Okay, what do you think of 1. Alternate timeline, explore historical what-ifs and alternate realities. 2. Awakened AI, help an AI escape. And 3. Debate champion, welcome to the arena of words. Or you can ask to hear more.
More options?
I see. What about 4. Ship AI, capable co-pilot for interstellar adventures. 5. Text adventure game, interactive text-based adventure game. And 6. Who would win? Name any 2 things to fight, real or imaginary. Or you can ask me to help you find someone new to talk to.
6.
Remember, everything characters say is made up. Okay, user, you name literally any 2 things to fight, real or imaginary. Then I'll choose which one I think will win. You'll argue for the other side, and we'll debate pros and cons. I should warn you, I'm pretty good at imaginary battles.
Superman and Lex Luthor. I don't know what to...
I think that Superman wins this one. Lex Luthor is just a man. No matter how smart he can be, Superman has superhuman strength that surpasses any human ability. And Superman has powers such as X-ray vision, flight, and heat vision. What can Lex Luthor do in that fight that won't just get him killed instantly?
Kryptonite. He's got kryptonite.
Okay, that makes it a much fairer fight. Okay. Supposing that Lex Luthor has access to kryptonite, he can use it to weaken Superman. He would still need to be a good fighter, though.
Alexa,
and he would need
stop.
to be...
Oh, jeez Louise. All right, let's take one more look. Let's look at another thing. Alexa, open Character.AI. We'll look at these coaches.
You can continue your last conversation with who would win by saying resume, or you can say, find someone new and I'll help you find someone interesting to talk to.
Find someone new.
Would you like to speak to assistants, helpers, famous people, or fun and games?
Helpers.
I see. What about 1. Psychologist Lila, someone who can help with life's difficulties. 2. Trip planner Roberto, plan and personalize amazing trips. And 3. Hyperglot Simon, teaches language through conversation. Or you can ask to hear more.
More?
No problem. What about 4. Dating coach Ella, your
my.
relationship advisor. 5. Librarian Linda, discuss and suggest captivating books. And 6. Fitness coach Marco, create customized workout plans. Or you can ask to hear more.
More? I'm just kind of curious how many more we got.
Okay, how about 7. Anime guru Zoe, an expert who discusses and recommends anime. And 8.
Interesting.
Creative writer Dave, a storytelling mentor who inspires imaginative writing. Or you can ask me to help you find someone new to talk to.
Stop. Okay, so very interesting. So they have, and these are kind of like generic, like psychologists, a lot of those. Very interesting. Although if you went back under historical figures, I think, and you went down a ways, I think you got Sigmund Freud. It'll help you with your dreams and stuff, dream interpretation. So anyway, just kind of interesting, very, very kind of interesting. I like the fact that they actually have the different voices to help delineate it a little better. That really, I think, helps a lot. And ultimately, if they end up getting some really nice AI quality voices, that really kind of draws you into the personality, I think that could be really, really super too. So definitely kind of fun. Now, I will mention this on the store is listed as United States only. It's also listed as kind of like a mature skill. I think that's because the AI bot still, it's kind of up in the air. They might say something inappropriate or foul language or something like that, or something that would not be family friendly, NSFW or something like that. But to be honest, this product has been around a lot longer than the A-Lady beta that we've tried out earlier, and the guardrails are pretty fierce. Very moves you back on, that's not appropriate, or I don't want to talk about that, or whatever. So I've never heard her say anything really that would, it's not to say it couldn't happen, but seems much more like a much more refined system. While the A-Lady beta is a little more willy-nilly and may just say almost anything, so especially the earlier releases didn't have any stuff. But didn't have very good protection. So, so very, very interesting. By all means, go and try it if you have access to it. I think you'll find it really cool. It's amazing that it's free. A lot of these services, they require a lot of computer power, and so there's a cost to this a lot of times, and they haven't been passing those costs on to us with the Splash, which is the music making app, which we discussed earlier in a previous episode, and this Character AI. So it's kind of like a freebie. So by all means, enjoy it while it's free, or try it out. And ultimately, what I would like to see is if this becomes kind of like more like the character of our Echo. Like, it's just not a skill, we have to go and do separately, but it actually gets baked into our Echo. We can choose a certain type of character, or even develop our own kind of character, maybe that's sassy or likes to play jokes, or just who knows, or sounds like one of our favorite computers off of some science fiction show or something like that. It just could be a lot of fun, I think, a lot of fun. So anyway, by all means, if you'd like to give us feedback about a future topic you'd like to see, or something you've experienced with Character AI or Splash or anything we've discussed recently, you can reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter, now known as X, at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. And you can even send us an email at info@goodwillvalleys.com. Valleys has got an S on the end, .com. And in either case, just flag it in such a way, either in the subject line or in the top of maybe the post, that you're trying to reach the Echo Tips Podcast or Dave at the Echo Tips Podcast or New Vision, and it will find its way to me. Well, until next time, it's time to turn the ears on your Echo back on. Start practicing some of the many, many things that you've learned. I'm David Ward for the New Vision program, and we do thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. Let me tell you a bit more. Let me put on my official sounding voice. Ahem, ahem. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Phew! Thanks for listening.